Oh, alright, hello, it's Sean. I'm back again for DVD Unpacking Part 3. And in this video, as you can see, I have the two main boxes of DVDs left. I already unpacked my VHS. Oh, well, let's move it into view so you can see what this shelf looks like now. See? There's the VHS shelf. So it's slightly different than it was in the model room, much more accessible. If you give me one moment, I'm going to plug in Dad's lamp. Well, there you go. The light works. Now let's see what it looks like when it's not having an overhead light in the way. Well, that's a nice glow from the center. Look at that. It looks all homey. Now that is the lit up light with the VHS shelf. Of course, it gives us a yellowish-orange cast now. All right. Well, that's good for that one. All right, and this is what it looks like with natural light. As you can see how blue it is. Look at the bluish cast from everything. You don't notice that to your eye, but look at that. But this should be enough natural light to unpack the DVDs, and we'll see what we get going. The best way to begin is to just take everything out and then sort it manually. Now, I don't know if any of this is actually going to be able to be sorted properly. I only have one rule when it comes to this. Everything in the letter D in one pile. I gets its own pile. G gets its own pile. And that's the way I've done it the whole time. There's all the RoboCop, for instance, so that goes somewhere else. So that's going to take a bit of time, but I might as well empty both boxes and do it that way. So I will come back when I've got the alphabetical piles at least. It'll be a lot easier to put them away at that point. I'm not going to try to organize them within the alphabetical letter. That would just be crazy. It wouldn't do to not at least show some progress in this endeavor here. I'm just making the piles of letters in the alphabet and going from there. Alright, well, you can see some of the piles are getting quite high, but it's the only way to have a working space is to put them around the outer perimeter and pile them up as high as I can. And I'm still going to have another box to go through, although I suspect the other box is mostly the unwatched movies. Which means I will just put them in the unwatched section in any order. It's the movies I've watched that I'm going to go through myself. Now this is the pile so far of all the movies I've watched, at least from the first box. There's only a couple movies in the unwatched pile. So now it's time to go into the second box, which I believe is mostly made up of stuff I haven't seen yet. So it shouldn't take too long to fill up the unwatched section. And because I haven't watched them yet, I'm not actually going to be so picky about putting them in a particular order. I'm just going to put them in any old way. Yeah. All these are movies I haven't seen, so let's bring them over to the unwatched section, start from the bottom, and go from there. Well, I'm making some progress in the second box, and can't believe it, I've watched most of these, is growing, but so is the unwatched section. Okay, well, I'm back, and so there is the sum total of all the watched movies, alphabetically piled up. As you can see, S, I thought F was the tallest. No, S is the tallest pile. So I guess now it's just time to put it back into the shelving. 3 deep, of course. And always leave room on top to add more. So I'm going to turn the lights on now, since it's getting a bit dark, and we'll continue from there. Alright, here's an example of what I do for the letter W. You put everything, the second letter, wizard, won't, WR, etc., and then you put them all in. And there's the first section. Remember, it's 3 deep, and you can put stuff on top as well. There's the second row of W, so now you go to V. Not much in there. Here's the second row with stuff on top. So we'll go on like that. I'll just show you the front face of each section as I complete it. Same way we organize paperwork at work, actually, especially during annual paperwork check season for 600 people at the unit. Well, there's part of the front row. Now I go for the letter T, which is almost as tall as the letter S. Now, it's amazing, but it stays stacked up perfectly like that. But of course, you're putting them in the shelf like that, like books, even if I have to crane my neck sideways to read it. It's a lot safer, a lot less pressure on the disc, and a lot easier to get what you're going for. It was a tall pile, but it isn't that much when you look at it this way. There is the front row. So now you go into here. There is the back row of movies. Now that's too bright, you may not be able to see anything. There's the giant pile, the S pile, so we're going to have to separate it out by the second letter, and then alphabetize them within those piles as I put them away. Well, here we go. Here's the pile R. It starts with Rambo, 3-disc collector set. So we'll put them right on top, of course. There you go. And there's the picture of the front of the non-door section. Now remember, every movie that is still sealed up, like these two, like these three, get put in the unwatched section. Because I want to watch them. And I'll be back. There is the first few. Pictures in progress. I'll try to complete the back row and then I'll take a picture of that and so on. It's the best way to do it. There you go. Now let's light it up. There you are. Wide angle view. There you go. So that's the back row. I'll come back when it's the middle row in place. All right, here is row number 2. And there's the picture with the lights on. And remember, that's only row 2 of the bottom section. There's still the entire top section, which would take me from H back to A. There's the front row of the bottom half, and of course, Fast and Furious will go on top. How much room I have left? I'll go till the battery dies, or plug it in, because I have an outlet nearby. Alright. Have to wait till the battery charges up a bit to get the picture, but the front row will always be there. That's the point. I had enough time to charge. So there is the best with the flash picture of the front row on the bottom. Here is the back row of the main section, back row top anyway. There's the picture. Now we go for top middle. And I only have the letters B and the letters A left. Second row of top middle is now complete. And there's the picture. And you just have to put the numbers now. So I'm going to have to get back far enough to get a good view. Sorry about the doors in the way, so I'll take multiple pictures. There's the unwatched section. Now, if you do the flashlight, here's the main section with the doors open. And then, of course, the other section, which has the S to W in it. Right there. And as you can see now, there are no boxes left on the floor. So let me move the coffee tables to a better position. It's not perfect, but there is my seating area now. And I can sit at my couch and have a great view of my DVD library. Now that's with the doors closed. Let's see what it looks like with the doors open. Kind of an angled picture, but there's the best view I can get of my entire DVD collection. Movies, watched and unwatched, and all the TV series, with just a few special collections on the top. But I'm going to focus part 2 on the movie cabinet. So that's it. 2 full boxes of DVDs, and now I have a whole living room section free to look at the library in front of me, and someone wants to come over and watch a movie, well, I've got plenty to spare. And of course, the Blu-rays and everything are in here. So that's good, and now I have as much room as I'm going to have. And that's the end, so that's DVD collection unpacking part. It's probably part 3 by now. That's all for today on Sean's Toy Room, so I'll release these videos over the coming weeks. And then we'll get back to unpacking the action figures. See you later. Bye-bye.